Hey, Shalom fam, it's your ox Shlomo, aka Shlomo Supreme of Ruffian Israelite Supreme Clothing. Out here in the grind, getting my daily hustle on, walking through the valley while shining my light, but swinging that stick. Today I got the fresh Hebrew Griot hoodie on. If you don't know who that is, check out the Hebrew Griot at her YouTube page. Shout out to the Hebrew Griot, aka the author Edwina Ford, aka EF. And if you do know who the Hebrew Griot is, you can get yours at www.ruffianisraelitesupremeclothing.com. Shout out to the Israelite Nation, Kwam Yasha Allah. So look, I'm coming to y'all today because I was thinking about something and I wanted to share it with y'all real quick. Check it out. So look, I'm coming to y'all briefly today because I had a thought I wanted to share with you, right? This is something that I've seen people struggle with sometimes. And that is that there is a difference between sin and being unclean, right? For people who are new to the knowledge, sometimes we're having conversations, and when speaking about being unclean, they confuse it with the law. Now, the law is defined as transgression of the commandments, right? According to 1 John 3 and 4. So what does it mean to be unclean? Well, the things can overlap sometimes. In other words, what I'm saying is you can sometimes be unclean and be in sin. In other words, for example, if you eat something that is against the dietary law and are unclean because of that, then you have sinned and are unclean. But there's another example of being unclean in which you are not necessarily in sin. For example, if you have an emission of bodily fluids like runny nose, semen, it's true. These are things that will make you unclean. A woman in her menstrual, these are things that will make you unclean, but you would not necessarily be in sin because you are unclean. However, you are not supposed to be among the community of Israel. So what you would do is you would stay outside of the community, and if it was an issue that was temporary, like you need to see a doctor in this day and age, you would go to the priest. The priest would check you, and if you were still unclean, the priest would say, come back in 7 days. And if it was a woman in her monthly, then she would stay outside of the community until her issue was over with. She's not in sin, she's just simply unclean. The reason for this is that the Most High said he wants to dwell with us, but he also says he is not going to dwell in the midst of anything that is unclean. So he gave us laws, statutes, and commandments to keep the assembly clean so that he could be amongst the assembly. If you're unclean, you need to be outside of the assembly. Doesn't mean you're in sin. If you're in sin and unclean, that's a different story. If you like conversations like this and want to hear more, check out our Project Wake Up Jacob YouTube page. And until next time, just a little food for thought, like that old commercial, one to grow on. Shalom.
I'm so cold and fresh. I'ma rock that creme de la creme fresh. Israelite Supreme. Clothing interwoven with her Mashiach's blessings. We the Malachim in charge of protecting our